Originally, this second installment of the writing vlog was going to be exactly that, a vlog style, me documenting every single step of my outlining process to prepare for NaNoWriMo next month, well, tomorrow, because I find that whenever I sit down here and try and tell you about all of the things that's happened within the past couple of months, I tend to forget certain details. So I'm gonna try and talk about the outlining process that I've gone through within the month of October, because it's been an up and down thing. This is probably my first time outlining in this amount of detail, but let's start from the, I don't know if I would call it the outlining method, because it's not really like, it's not like a chase, what's that one where it's like chase the cat or something about a cat. It's not like that, but I have been reading a lot of John Truby's Anatomy of Story. I mention this in every single writing video that I do because I love it so much. I find it really helpful even if you're not screenwriting, because I like to get a lot of my ideas, and I like to get a lot of my ideas for story structure and character development and all that stuff. I like to get a lot of that from movies, so I find screenwriting tips really helpful. That might just be a me thing. I know that a lot of people don't like screenwriting methods and all that stuff because it seems a little more formulaic, but I think for me, I need to see that formula in front of me before I can kind of twist it and make it my own thing. So anyway, it took me a couple of months to get through the first chapter and the first writing exercise, which is his premise. The reason is because whenever I come up with a story, I always almost either think about the theme that I want to talk about within the story first, or I think about a character that I want to put into some sort of story world. And that's all well and good, but I later realized that even if I was writing a character-driven story, I need some sort of plot, because otherwise my story is just going to be really boring. And the examples that he gave in this book for finding your premise and all that stuff are movies that I haven't seen, and they're like really big classic movies. I know those movies because of pop culture, but I don't know the premise enough to kind of see where he's getting at. Does that make sense? So that didn't really help, so I had to go away a little bit because I was getting a little bit frustrated with my own premise and I couldn't find my story. I knew there was something there, I just didn't know how to execute it, and I didn't know which part of the story I wanted to tell, if that makes sense. Because I always come up with ideas and I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be great if this happened, and then there was like a thriller aspect, and then there was like a mystery aspect, but ultimately it's about friendship or whatever, and then I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if all of that was put into one book? Obviously, that seems a little complicated and I wouldn't be able to do that, and also it wouldn't make sense. So I needed to like break down my ideas into like problems and solutions, which is something that he talks about in detail in this book, which I really like, because when I started trying to develop my premise in that kind of way where this story has a problem, and then the whole story is obviously about the main character trying to solve that problem, whether it be something within themselves or it's like a tangible thing that they can touch. I needed to break that down, and I think for a long time I was like, well, I don't want to do that because I want it to be metaphorical and airy-fairy and all that stuff, but it's like, you can make that at the end and the readers can see it like that. You can make the readers see it like that at the end, but when you're in the outlining process, you need to actually break it down, and that's something that I learned while I'm outlining, which I'm actually really enjoying. I thought I would really hate outlining because I've always hated it in the past, and I think the reason why I've always hated it in the past is because I never took the time to sit down and really think about the story that I wanted to write. And so I was always like, I just want to write about this character, and the theme is loneliness, or the theme is grief or something like that. And then I'd be like, yeah, but there's no story there. And then I would get frustrated, and then I would just scrap the whole thing. So this is actually this happened yesterday or the day before, but I did an outline of the end of the book, which I'm so excited about. I don't think I've ever finished. When I say that I've never finished any of the drafts that I've written in the past, that's very true. I always get up to either the midpoint, or I push through the midpoint and then I don't know how to end it, or I try an outline and then I don't know how I want the story to go. And so I kept pushing through this manual because I was getting a little bit frustrated towards the middle, because I didn't know how I wanted the character to develop, which sounds weird because all I talk about is wanting to write a really good character development. And so that was the thing that I had a lot of trouble with. And I think I mentioned it in one of my Camp NaNoWriMo vlogs, in that I don't tend to torture my characters enough. And that was the problem that I was having. I wanted to write a character that isn't just a victim. And I thought that I had all of the tools that I needed to write something like that. But I soon realized that I didn't, and I needed to get to the deep-seated issues of my own character, which I had a lot of fun with. I don't know what else to... See, this is why I should have just like vlogged the whole month of October, because I don't know what else to update you on. I've just been doing a lot of outlining. I haven't been writing every single day, but I do want to start tomorrow because NaNoWriMo starts tomorrow. And I want to get into my own writing habit, and I really want to finish a first draft next month. So hopefully that'll happen. Please don't jinx me, because I really want it to happen. But yeah, that's kind of all of the outlining revelations that I had during the month, I guess. It's not very much, but I have written like 3,000 words of an outline, which is not a very detailed one, and I do want to work on it today, just the last minute kind of preparation type thing. So yeah, let me know how you plan on tackling NaNoWriMo if you're participating next month. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day, and you will see me in another video soon.